lot of room for 3 of us. But if you go, I won't go this time. I'm gonna kick it that way, and then if you're not gonna be there,
we gotta get everything done on the weekends.
Right. You know what? You can't put on the little speakers that echoes, right? Yeah. Can they hear us now? Mm-hmm. Oh. What up?
Nah.
That's a rough week last week.
Who you telling?
Money. We got the juice. Anybody hear that Quavo trash?
Nope.
Garbage. Yeah, he just dropped today. His whole solo album, first solo joint. It's like weird because I was weird hearing him doing all his ad libs. Right, usually it's one of the offsets in the background doing, but it's him doing rapping. Hey, it's like it's just not. I can't. No. I couldn't make it through track 6. I was like, you know what?
Yeah, you can talk to Steve about music. I don't really listen to much anymore.
No.
Nah, not really.
He good as a feature in the hook.
Yeah. I mean, let me know when you listen to it.
And we are live. MoneyPot Podcast, week 6. We are back. Tough one last week. Of course, I got my right-hand man with me, the homie Steve-O. What's up, bro?
What's up, Moss?
I don't know, man. I'm hurting from last week. I'm hurting from last week.
I don't know what kind of face that was.
Yeah, man. Of course, I got the homie on my left, B. Davis.
Hey,
what's
man,
up, bro?
I feel your pain this week, man. I feel your pain this week.
Yeah, man. So let's get right into it. We're going to make this one quick. Everybody got, a couple other things to do. So sorry to make y'all wait. We just had to make sure we get this thing going right. Next week, October 20th, we will be live back at the Spicy Belly, 3847 Terrace Street. We will have the homie Tim Miller from the Hypnotizing America show. Should be a dope show. Hopefully, we're going to interview him. Hopefully, he might do something. I'm trying to get him to do a couple things, but we'll see. And once again, we're giving away free food and prizes and beverages. Like I said, last month, we brought a whole table out for their food and drink. So please come out. 38.
That was dope.
Definitely. 3847 Terrace Street.
Hey, and that food's good too, man.
Yeah. Spicy. Yeah. The Spicy Belly.
Spicy Belly.
Yeah, shout out to Spicy Belly and the homie Jimmy. It was definitely a good look. Oh, John just folded. And if you're looking for any advertising, hit me up, moneypoppodcast@gmail.com. We got sweatshirts coming. We got Scully hats coming. You know, it's getting cold. I know everybody got hit with that cold weather today, and it was only like 60.
Yeah, this was out of the blue because
Right.
it was 80.
Right. And then I think tomorrow's supposed to be even colder. Yeah. So it's coming, and it's going to come quick, too. So y'all already know. Y'all got any culture talk? I know we did on a Kanye rant. I am not going back to that. I know he had another one, so I'm going to keep it moving.
Keep that moving.
You know what I mean? Anything going on in the real world? Anything y'all got anything to talk about? Nah. Okay, cool. So I did post something on the MoneyPot Podcast forum and Facebook. Remember, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Subscribe, like us, follow us. And there was a guy that actually shout out to one of the homies, Big Tim, who follows the podcast faithfully, a good fan. He sent me a email about the first black man to be drafted. His name was George. I'm going to butcher his last name. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I think it's Telefero. George Telefero. He was drafted 1949, first black man drafted, and the first player to ever play 7 positions. Wow. The original Cordell Stewart. He played quarterback, running back, receiver, kick returner, punt returner, and punter.
Straight Iron Man.
And he played for the Eagles. Now, they weren't the Eagles back then. Couldn't find what they were called. They were called Philadelphia something. But they might have actually still been the Eagles. I think they never had their name changed, right?
No, they never.
49.
Minus the war period when they were just Eagles.
Yeah, they might have been the Eagles. Went to the College Hall of Fame. He was a third-time Pro Bowler, and another cool thing, and I think it hits home for us. Quick little sidebar is that we're all black athletes, right?
And they were the Eagles in 49.
They were the Eagles in 49. Cool, and he paved the way for us to play.
Absolutely,
you know what I'm saying? And he was the second ever black quarterback, which is crazy. The man, and the reason why I bring that up, he just passed, I think a couple of days ago. So, definitely, I want to thank that man for, setting the bar and going against, the bigotry, the equality that, we still face today, but at that time was on a different level than what we're seeing right now. And for him to go out and did what he did, I think he was, like I said, he was still a third-time Pro Bowler, being a quarterback. Who knows how many black folks was in the NFL at that time. I don't think it was even called the NFL. He was in it before it was called the NFL. And I think 2 years later they did the merger to make it the NFL. Okay. So, just crazy. I thought I'd share that because I didn't know that. So I thought I'd share that type of information with everybody.
Cool. That's a good one.
Next, on the, like I was saying, I was a loss for words, y'all. Took a beating last week in my bets, and I think it's key for us to not only help folks understand how to bet, but understand bankroll, right? So I took a big hit in my bankroll, right? You should have a certain amount of bankroll. That means a bankroll is not how much money you have in your account, but how much money you're willing to invest and putting aside for sports betting, gambling, or whatever you do. And I took a major hit to my bankroll. So this week I'm going to be more selective. I'm going to be more not as aggressive in my bets. And I'm being smart. And I want people to understand that when we bet and we were telling people our plays, we're putting our money where our mouth is. Right. Like this is not just up here in front of a camera and say, hey, we like this team. We think we know because we play football. So follow what we do. We're putting our money where our mouth is. We're betting these games. We're telling you locks because that's where we feel that we're going to put our best value in our money. So when you look at your bankroll, if you take a major hit, just like I took a major hit, you want to make sure that when you bet, you have the edge into your favor, right? You want to bet everything that's going to work for you. I'm not taking any chances this week. I got 3 lock teasers. I'm going no straight bets. I'm going straight teasers to maximize my value of what I see in bets. Now, I don't know about you guys' bankroll or how you look at it, but feel free to add anything in terms of bankroll, how you guys look at how you bet. Never obviously play with house money, but obviously, if you can add a little bit of experiences you've had where you've taken major hits and how you've kind of recouped and kind of fought back into getting back, in the positive side of betting. So, Steve-O, go ahead, bro.
I mean, I'm going to piggyback off, Nate. It's a lot of times once you take a major hit, you look at games that you feel as though are the locks. Like that's like this week. I feel as though that there's a few teams that are locks. We'll get into that later. That you say, okay, this team is flat out going to beat this team.
Right.
And if you need to do, money line instead of betting against the spread just to get, some money back from what you just lost previously, I think that's the best way to go. Either money line or tease it up just to get something back. That way you can recoup what it is that you lost. You're not trying to just dig yourself out of a hole with
I got my shovel.
Yeah,
I'm digging.
But it gotta be one at a time.
Right. Absolutely.
You can't just try to go. Sometimes it works if you just go all balls out. It's a gamble. Sometimes now you see yourself in a whole double instead of coming up, okay.
Right. That's true.
Chipping away at it. All right, I'm back in it $150 opposed to whatever your debt.
And to piggyback off you as well, that's what I did. I got down last week and I tried to put in heavy parlays and heavy teasers to fight my way back, and it was taking unnecessary risks on certain games, and I got burnt. And it was, it was things that I always preach about. It was like 5-6 team teasers,
Right.
5 team parlays, it's just the variance to hit those is just crazy. It's just too hard to hit those. That's why I stay away. I'm usually 1 or 2, maybe a 3 team if I like it. B.Diddy, what you got for me?
I mean, I think you said it all. If I can give any tip, when you have a bankroll, and usually it's weekly, so your bankroll is probably going to be weekly because it's games weekly, and the book closes per week. So it goes one of them things where, say you're willing to risk this amount this week, but then cut that down to almost a quarter of what you're willing to risk.
This motherfucker burp stank. I'm sorry, bro. I'm about to light a candle. Shit is wild.
Bologna.
My bad, bro. Go ahead.
You're right. So, I mean, this is just my idea how I kind of budget a bankroll is that I'll have, I'm willing to risk this week.
Right.
But I don't want to get close to risking that. So if I'm getting close to that, I'm like, it's time to possibly look to cut my losses.
Right.
And when I'm saying cut my losses, I'm saying, you know what? This ain't my week. I just got to either try one last time to get half of it back or a quarter of it back. But if I lose, I'm done.
Right,
and I'll be okay with that. And what happens is,
too. Sorry to cut you
no,
off.
you good.
Sometimes you just got to know when to pull the plug.
Right.
Like
I think we continue to try to chase, and that hole gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But everybody's different how they want to budget and manage their bankroll. You have your bankroll. What Nate was saying, it ain't your bank account. Mind you, if you're digging into your bank account to gamble,
bad move,
that's
buddy.
A bad move. I would not advise that.
Right.
I would advise you to have money that you feel like is recreational. Maybe out to eat, maybe something that's not going to affect you, but it's play money. I use that money if you're going to gamble, and like I said, we'll continue. We all had. For me, I have from the books that I deal with. When I say books, we're talking about those that have lines that are set in Vegas lines.
Right.
It was a week for Vegas for me.
Oh yeah. The house.
So,
the house won.
The house won last week. So
big time.
It's going to happen. It's going to be times where no matter what you thought she was going to put in.
Fuck you, house.
You're gonna they're gonna have their days. So with that being said, just manage your bankroll. Don't get so stuck into the whole trying to chase things. My advice. And don't always try to max out your bankroll too. Know when to cut your losses. That'd be my
snippet.
Yeah.
I can dig it, bro. So
you're gonna get it back though.
Oh, we're gonna get it back.
Right, so now it's a refresher.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. We're gonna get it back.
Button.
Yeah. And it's funny because some people deal different with pressure, right? So if you down 500, 600, a rack, they're gonna want them like, I need all that back. Be smart. Take the bet. Chill, bro. Chill, bro.
No. I'm saying, listen. Listen.
Right.
But when we're betting, we're not betting just for 1 week. We're betting for the year. So I'm 13-9 and X amount or whatever. I'm on a push. So I'm still a winning better this season.
Absolutely.
For the football season.
Absolutely.
So if you think about it that way, we're going to have our down. We're not going to win every single game.
Right.
Our goal is to be over 60%, which is great.
Amazing.
It's great.
Amazing.
We can be over that 50%, 60 mark. You're making money. And there's going to be times where we're going to lose during the week, but at the end of the season, we'll still be up. And that's kind of the way we got to look at it.
The average professional gambler is winning at a 57% clip. And we're shooting over that. And we're
not many of those.
And we're over that, by the way, mind you, this year. Steve-O, did we talk about NBA last week? We did. Yeah, we did talk about. So I know there's a lot of preseason games on, but I thought it was interesting. I shouted out, and I'll probably put you on the spot here as well. ESPN came out with their top 10 this year. And I thought it was a little off. So I wrote down a list just in case you didn't get a chance to look at it. You agree with it?
Who'd you think was off? Let me ask you that.
Run the list. I didn't
run the list? Yeah. So Lillard was 10, Embiid was 9, Kawhi was 8, Westbrook was 7, AD was 6, Giannis was 5, KD was 4, Harden was 3, Curry was 2.
No, Giannis and KD was actually tied at 4.
They tied him at 4. I'm sorry.
How?
Yeah, that's what so this
what?
And then Curry was 2, and obviously Bron was 1. So obviously Bron is 1. I have KD 2.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
Right. I have KD 2, and then I have AD 3. I have Anthony Davis at 3.
Over Harden, MVP?
Yes, over Harden.
Ooh.
over Harden.
I don't know, man.
And then I would put Harden and Curry tied for 4. And then go Westbrook. But see, you know what? Is Kawhi low because he was hurt? Because Kawhi is a goddamn problem,
you're
bro.
Absolutely correct. He's that low because he hasn't played in a year and a half.
Right.
True.
He's on a new team.
Right.
Whole new system. No one knows how he can play outside of San Antonio, which I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you have to like.
I mean, he could be possibly the best 3-way player we got right now, right?
Yeah.
From what we know of him.
He is.
You said 3-way player?
I'm
Two-way.
thinking football.
Okay.
3-way player.
I was about to say, hold on. What's the third?
You're right, 2-way player. I'm
Okay.
thinking football, 3-way player.
Okay.
Special
Yeah,
teams.
No problem. That's why I'm here, bro.
Yeah, I
He's
appreciate it.
definitely the best 2-way player in the league, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess so.
who'll be behind that? LeBron?
Right. Eh.
But see,
I
Bron,
wouldn't even put him up there.
Bron take off a lot.
Then you gotta go to KD. Then.
He pick his spots. No,
KD.
KD
Nah.
plays back. What do you mean?
he just started showing playing
Because he
defense.
can play defense.
I'm gonna tell you
He's not allowed
what
to
KD
play.
is. His defense is good. He
Yeah.
can play defense.
Yeah, he can play D.
But the Golden State play more as team defense to me. They defense is good, but they play a good system of team basketball on defense.
So we put AD next behind Kawhi?
I was thinking that. That's who I was actually thinking. Because every year he's up there in defensive player of the year.
Who, AD?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's up there.
That's who I was thinking.
But
To be honest.
I'm thinking, all right, 1, LeBron. 2, I'm going to give Durant. I mean, you could argue Curry, to be honest.
Right.
You could definitely argue Curry at 2. It could be a coin toss to me. Because you look at it, Steph Curry was at what? He's a 2-time MVP, league MVP. Hasn't won the finals MVP. But, KD, 2-time final MVP. But let's be honest. I mean, he's got there because of, all of the surrounding help he has.
Right.
But definitely he's a problem. So I would give him the edge at 2. But like I said, you can argue him at either one of them. 3, I mean, I would put Curry up there. So I would do Bron, KD, Curry, Harden.
See, but Harden get cooked on defense, man.
Harden cooks whoever is in front of him.
I'm not discrediting that, but there's a lot of people who do that too.
Not
Not
like
like
Harden.
Harden.
No, they don't.
No, not like Harden.
And he's an MVP.
And he's
Kyrie don't cook nobody in front of him. Westbrook don't cook nobody in front of him like Harden.
Westbrook is erratic. But Westbrook's the final. I mean, a league
walking
MVP
triple
as
double
well.
and league.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But
you gotta give Harden that respect as he's a reigning MVP. I mean, if he's not top
the way
5
he scores
as a reigning
is
MVP,
crazy.
it'd be
He scores
ridiculous.
on all levels.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
he does.
His defense has actually gotten better.
He can play defense when he wants to.
But I mean, it's a lot of guys that was. You put AI as a great. AI ain't playing no defense.
You might actually see this year. Tell you the truth, I ain't gonna lie. I think you might actually see Harden play defense this year.
He played defense better last year.
Yeah, he played
I
defense
think
better
it's
last
now
year.
he knows like, okay, I got some help around me. You know what I mean? Like I can now focus not just on offense and
I
being
don't think he's gonna
rested.
be a defensive specialist.
No,
Of course not,
no.
of course not. Of course
He's
not.
gonna get in the
You
way.
want him to score the
He ain't
ball.
gonna be Ole Harden.
That's what you want him to do.
Right. We know him as
You
Ole
want
Harden.
Harden to score the ball, and he passed the rock though. Like he averages
A
like
triple double.
80.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you. So, what y'all before we move on, what y'all think about Embiid being on the list?
That's a good spot for him at 9. I think 9 is a good spot for him.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna be in the running for MVP this year.
Embiid?
Him and honestly, I think Bron is a dark horse.
I don't think he's a dark horse by any means.
I don't know if he's a favorite though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's the
I think
favorite.
he is the favorite.
Is he the
as of
favorite?
right now? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
up there. And if
I know he's up there,
yeah.
but I actually kind of like Embiid this year.
You gotta think about it. If he's able to,
If he can take them to a hot like 4th,
Nah, I can't
you don't
see.
even have to
It's
be
just,
for
I
it.
can't see Embiid being MVP. I just can't see it.
Yeah,
I think he has to do so much to be MVP. Like he would have to average almost 30 and like 12 and damn near like 8 blocks to be MVP. Like,
No way.
why not?
And the Sixers would have to
in
be
the
like
Sixers
a 2
uniform.
seed.
Yeah,
And
no. If they're a high seed, if they're like a 2 seed, and he's averaging obviously a double, high 20s, and like 3 or 4 blocks a game, to me that's an MVP.
Some of
year.
the last MVP big man we've had.
It's got to be Shaq, right?
Think about it. Just think about what you just said.
Is it Shaq? Yeah,
And think about what Shaq was doing.
Shaq was putting up the same numbers.
Like
No.
30
Oh,
and
Shaq-
damn near 20.
Shaq was dominating.
Yeah, I know
And was-
Shaq was
and was literally
dominating,
the
but
most-
from stat wise,
But you gotta look at the minutes Shaq was playing too. Shaq wasn't playing that many minutes either.
he wasn't. You said
No. He was putting up those numbers.
But he was also
probably playing like
what 20?
maybe 30. What's it? 48 minutes.
But it's
in a game?
the
Yeah.
vision of him playing. It was almost unstoppable.
Yeah, right. And plus
Right, so
it
he
was
looked
blowing
like he was
people out,
unstoppable.
too.
Like, I can't stop. You can't stop Shaq. Embiid don't give you that. I can't stop Embiid, but he's a great player.
You don't think that?
No, I think he's more finesse, more like, oh, he's nice, but he's not like
I don't
Shaq.
think he's
Like,
finesse at all.
who?
You think he's finesse?
Embiid's not finesse.
I mean, he's not. He's not.
He trying to play-
Well, hold on. He's not. He's not. I'm not saying he's not like a power guy like Shaq, because Shaq was so imposing. But Embiid does impose his size on everybody he plays. It doesn't matter who you are. I don't think that's finesse. Now his foot movement, how he plays,
Right.
you could argue that's finesse, but he's definitely a physical player. He's not. He's throwing elbows. He's backing people down. He's giving you body work. And if you going up head to head, you're gonna feel every bit of 7-2 of him. He's not. I don't.
Right, but he's also going to take that jumper before he wants
yeah,
to.
because he got it.
But
Shaq don't got no
that's
fucking
why I said
jumper.
when I'm saying finesse. That's what I'm saying. That's a finesse game for me. I see that as being finesse. Right. I think Shaq wins that MVP. 1, with his numbers, and 2, when you watch the tape.
Did Patrick Ewing have a finesse game?
Patrick Ewing had a game he could do either one.
Right. Yeah. I think he
Right.
was semi finesse.
You think Patrick?
But
Ewing?
I think he also played in the era where big men played big men.
Yeah.
Right. So I think for I think what I'm saying by saying that is that the last person we talked about had his league MVP was Shaq,
Yeah.
and he dominated. Like, you can say with no shadow of doubt, like, he was a transcending player. I don't think Embiid is a transcending player, but he is a great player, and I love that we have him. But I can't see him being overshot or overshining Harding.
I think
That's going to give you 40 and
think,
60.
I think he's a transcending player, and I think he is by far.
transcending
I think so.
of what? What
Anthony
has he
Davis
done
should
that
get
we
the
haven't
MVP
seen?
before Embiid.
That's true. Like, how?
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Who's
See,
better, Anthony Davis or
Anthony
Embiid?
Davis.
Yeah, but do you consider Davis a center?
He's a big man.
Yeah, he's a big man. He's a
He's a
center.
big man.
But were we saying big man or are we saying center? I'm saying center.
Another finesse center.
He plays both.
It's hard. You see, he's hard to argue because he's such a
He plays both.
he's a big man guard, like real
Giannis.
tall.
Is Giannis a center or power forward?
He's a forward.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does. He
yeah.
just plays big, don't he?
No, I mean the only person you can kind of compare it to is
AD?
No, not AD. Well, kind of, but not really. Boy from New York, Porzingis.
Oh, Porzingis.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's the kind of comparison
Yeah.
that you kind of get because he is a center. Now, does he play the 4? Of course, he plays the 4, but I mean his position is a
That's
center.
Anthony Davis.
But Davis didn't come in the league as a center.
Davis played center in his first.
I never said he didn't, but he didn't come in the league as a center. He came in as a 4. Like we had this argument before.
So did Porzingis. Porzingis came in the league as a 4.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did. He did come in as a forward. I mean, I give Embiid I don't know. I just think there's no, even though it's not a big man's game anymore,
Right. I think that's the key.
I think that he is hands down the best center we've seen since the center era.
But I don't give you MVP.
What you mean the center era? What's the
What center era? The big man, the end of Shaq's era.
Or you got to say Dwight Howard, right?
I was going to say because
That's Dwight Howard's era. What do you mean? You want to talk about MVP? He was the guy that was running for MVP.
He won an MVP.
Oh, he won. He did. Did he win league MVP?
Dwight Howard won the MVP? We got to look that
No,
up.
I don't think Dwight won the league.
I
No.
believe
Maybe
Dwight
like
Howard.
No.
Because I know he was always
No.
defensive player.
Yeah, but he didn't win
he ain't never
MVP.
win no MVP.
You got to think that was LeBron's time.
Yeah, he ain't never win no MVP. He was never that
No.
good. Never that good. While you look that up, we're going to get the fight song going on.
Here we go.
Because remember, he took them to the finals.
With Rashad Lewis and them.
And Jameer Nelson. And
Yeah, that was nice. But he ain't MVP. You know, we would talk about that all the time. Like, we kill. What's the Chicago Bulls dude?
I was going to say, you might, because I got the fight song. You told me.
Oh.
Three-time defensive player of the year.
But he fell off so bad. Crazy.
But he always smiling. I knew he was gonna fall off a little. He didn't take shit seriously.
Yeah, what's his face? He's the dog on him. Kobe.
Ain't got that killer.
Nope. So we got a win last week. I'm sorry, last week. Yesterday. See where my head at. Yesterday against the G-Men. I take it, man. Any win in the NFL is a good win, even though it's a bad team. Let's look at that game and just a quick review. I was actually in the gym, and then I had to study, so I saw bits and pieces. I was trying to watch it, then had to do my thing. But obviously, we all know you don't got to repeat it. Saquon Barkley is going to be a problem for the next easily 5 to 8 years, bearing any type of injury.
And the way they using him, man.
And like I said in the text when we were talking, man, I didn't know it was 50 yards he ran. That's why I said it was the fastest 50 yards I've ever seen. Because they were like 50-something yards. I said, yo, that shit was 50 yards? He ran it like it was 30. Like, as soon as he broke and he accelerated, he was in the end zone.
That's why I said when he hit that gear.
It was just crazy.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Good night.
But are we overreacting to this win? Because I feel like the Giants are really as bad as Dallas. Because Dallas stinks.
You can't overreact to a win because it wasn't just a win; it was an ass whooping, and that's what they needed. You need games like that to get you back on path and let you realize, okay, this is a talent that we have. This is
right.
This is where we need to be. This is where you set your bar.
Right.
I mean, a lot of the players came out last week, saying that they were shooting themselves in the foot. A lot of the mistakes that they were making were uncharacteristic of them. So I feel like this win was. It wasn't an overreaction. It's an expectation when you play teams like that.
Right.
So, not really an overreaction to me.
I thought we played a solid game.
Yeah.
I thought we ran the ball pretty well, although we didn't run the ball a lot as far as yards wise, but I thought at times we ran the ball and got first downs when we needed it. I thought, we still need some work on our O-line. Obviously, we're hurt. We're beat up front.
Peters is done, man.
Yeah,
he's going to play, though.
No, I mean, he's going to play, but his body's shot.
Yeah, first time I ever seen him get bull rushed like that.
Yeah,
it's his
he
very
got
first
lifted
time.
off his feet.
Yeah, so I know that we're a little beat up front.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
No,
Olivier Vernon beat his behind last
Lifted
night.
him off his feet.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And he's easily
He like 350. Yeah, like 350.
Yeah.
Easy.
He caught him with the right, almost like the
hump move.
the Michael Strahan.
He lifted him.
Serious?
Yeah, John Runyon, right? Michael Strahan type.
Yeah.
But what I am noticing though, I'm seeing Carson Wentz vision getting back to used to seeing the football field, and I think that's key. So as long as we can protect him,
They did a good job yesterday though. They didn't do too bad.
No, I want him to get the ball out of hands a little faster.
I was going to say I think sometimes we overlook how long he may hold the ball.
Right. Yep.
He does
can make
hold
so
the
many
ball
plays
sometimes because I don't know if it's just the play that's called. If the big play is to let it progress downfield, so you holding it looking for the big play. But sometimes you got the intermediate routes, some of the check down routes that might be there just so you can save yourself from getting hit.
So the question is he going through his reads the right way? right?
I believe so.
Well,
I
I would second that because we was in the goal line, and I think although I don't really like Troy Aikman as a calling our games, I think he's a little biased.
when he could have hit Clement a little
earlier, right?
Yeah.
He went back to forward when he should have been front to back.
Now let's say what was his first read on that? Though?
His first read should be flat to corner.
Or was it the tight end though? Because the tight end was right behind.
Was corner, but it should in that play. It should be flat to corner.
Okay.
Right, because if you're looking at a rollout, you're looking for that linebacker to come up on the flat, so then you can hit the corner behind. So if you're looking at corner behind, and you see the linebacker ain't come up, now you check down. Now the linebacker's coming down anyway, or safety's coming down. So anyway, I just think that we want to make sure he's getting better. We're seeing the field. It's been a long time since he played. Mm-hmm. Now we got 3 games underneath his belt now.
4.
This is his 4th game. Yeah. 4 games underneath his belt. I like the win. The Giants are a very bad team.
Terrible.
I really want to say this. The Giants have a cancer in a locker, and Odell Beckham is a cancer.
Well, guess what? I'll take that cancer any day.
I don't know,
because here's the thing. I don't think, as much as I think he's a diva,
it's beyond diva.
As much as I think we
played the game though.
But let me ask you this.
Sorry to get off topic.
No, you're good.
If you were arguably,
I'm with Steve on this one, by the way.
Okay.
Not arguably. On that team, he's by far the best player. But in the league, if you're a top 10 talent,
top 5.
I said in the league, top 10. I mean, as a receiver, yeah, top 5.
No, I think just overall top 5. Period.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, let's get to what you're saying. Cause I really want
to. If you're that good in the league, but you're so frustrated that you can't get the ball. Your quarterback can't get you the ball. You don't have that talent at quarterback anymore. And he's open a lot. Mm-hmm. He's open a lot, but you just can't get him the ball. Your line's not blocking. You're going to be frustrated.
So
you're stuck on this horrible team.
Steve, are you – so let's talk about this for a brief second. I know
let's talk about it.
But I don't –
you just signed a $90 million deal, right?
Yeah.
If you did not want that $90 million,
you're a competitor, bro.
The Giants did not change, Steve.
You're a competitor.
The Giants didn't change.
That's the competitive nature in them.
But
now, I don't agree with all of the antics that he do on the sideline and all of that. Some of it is just it's beyond me. Like, I honestly, like I told y'all yesterday, I would have benched him. If you walk off the field on me, I'm benching you. But they said he was going back to get IVs
because of course, we want to know why.
Because they didn't want to.
Because they're mature.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of children on this field. And why I'm saying he's a cancer, and this is why I'm telling you he's a cancer.
Okay.
Because it was Odell by himself, kicking thing, bopping in his head. It was funny, hee hee ha ha. Right? People talk to him. Oh, that's just Odell being Odell. But this is what you're starting to see now. Now it's bleeding into the other players. You're seeing Sterling Shepard doing the same thing. That's his homie.
Eli Apple.
Eli Apple's always got on that little fence of being who he wants to be, but now he's acting out. Right? And so what's happening is when you get that $90 million man, you're supposed to be pretty much your franchise.
Okay.
They're seeing that as an example, and then you have to put your head on the rookie's shoulder to calm you down.
But let me ask you this. Whose fault ultimately is that? As a coach, you rein your players in. Yes, as a coach, you handle all of that. As a coach, you have to.
Odell Beckham had a one-on-one conversation with Josina Anderson with Lil Wayne next to him.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Mm-hmm. What are we doing here? While we allow Lil Wayne and yourself to talk about the whole organization, to down your quarterback, to down the coach that's there.
Right.
What are we doing here? We just paid you $95 million. We didn't pay $95 million to do this. Let's talk about this. Let's be mature. Let's figure this out.
Let's talk about it.
It may not be this year, and it's not going to be this year. Odell, we're not winning this year. But we can't have this tantrum every week, which is now bleeding into the team, and you're going to run out a legend in New York City.
But
that needs to be done. He's old.
To be fair, they were like that last year, that team. Remember, Cromartie, DRC got benched. Mm-hmm. I think Apple got benched.
Yeah, let's wrap this up, y'all.
Yeah,
there's a couple of them that
was a coach, but that was a whole coaching staff that got fired after that too.
Right. So a lot of them, they still have that. I think that mentality. So I mean, the Giants is just bad.
Trash. They're trash, and they're going to be trash.
I mean, this game was a game to say, look, we got to make our start making our roll, get on the right train, get our little run together.
You're not going to win that way. I know that. You're not going to win. Name me the last Super Bowl champion with a star receiver like that. Or even give me a star receiver that won a Super Bowl. Jordy Nelson, Green Bay Packers.
Stars.
Just give me the last Super Bowl that we had a elite receiver that won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, we always get into this conversation because we get into this conversation about why the Eagles don't need a true number one. So I get both sides. I agree, obviously, kind of with both, but ultimately, if you don't want him, I'll take him. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
I'm good.
But the Eagles are back on top of the division where we should be, even though it's a division that's kind of ass right now, the NFC least.
Maybe the Steelers. I'm thinking the star receivers when they won.
Oh, Brown.
Who? Brown was on that team.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, it wasn't Brown.
It was
Randall and all. They weren't star receivers.
I'm talking about like
He's talking about like
an Antonio Brown.
Yeah, like top 3.
Like you talking about. You said top 5 player.
Maybe New York then when they won.
Who?
Plexico was
No. We're
So-
talking like, go ahead.
So let's segue into we're not going to sit here and argue about Plaxico Burress being an elite receiver.
So he was okay.
So
He's like Alshon Jeffries, right?
So it's interesting that you said, Steve-O, about how this might steamroll, and I think that's a great segue to the look ahead and to the next 2 games before we go on the bye. We have Carolina coming up, and we have the Jags.
Our schedule's so
Jacksonville.
tough.
Yeah, I think we're like what, top 10
Yeah,
toughest schedule.
Yeah, it's tough.
So Carolina.
At one point, they was rated not that tough though.
Yeah, at one point it was.
This schedule.
Right. So Carolina, obviously, is doing well. What are they, 4-1?
Carolina's not that good.
But they're what's their record?
Yeah, I think they're 4-1.
I think they're 4-1. The record says 4-1. It's going to be a weird game with them in Washington because they're a dog, but by 1, which is, I feel like it's a weird line. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. And then we have Jacksonville coming back after that. And is that Jacksonville game in London?
Yes.
Carolina's 3-1. Yeah,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
That game, Jacksonville game in London, where Jacksonville I think is undefeated in London.
Yep.
By the way, so
It's like a home
we're going to see how that kind of plays out. Hopefully, I thought looking at the look ahead lines that these 3 games, including the Giants game, that we might be 1 and 2 out of those 3. But we'll see because, like Steve-O said, Carolina's really not that good. We'll see. We'll see.
Giants played them tough.
Are we at Carolina?
No, Carolina comes here. Carolina didn't beat us in the last 2 times we played them.
Looks like that's a lock for Steve next week.
Thomas Davis is back though.
So.
Okay. I mean, okay. Thomas Davis is some shit. I guess.
No, he ain't no shit.
What
He
you
good.
Hey.
Yeah.
So?
They defense not like I used to be.
Okay. We'll see in a few.
Yeah, we
We'll
definitely
know who we are though by that game.
Yeah, and we get some good rest. So that's
Right. I think that's key.
Right. So let me play some more theme music.
Before we start, real quick.
Go ahead.
I know it was on the list and we didn't get to it.
Uh-oh.
The running back. Do you think
I
they
did.
make a move?
Yeah. Yo, good call, bro.
A running back?
Yeah, so
I think
go ahead.
within this couple days we have that there's going to be a major move.
When's the trade deadline? Is it week 7 or 8?
8.
8, okay.
Yeah, they got 2 more weeks.
So there was another report that came out. Homie Steve-O has seen it too, that Pittsburgh is begging for Howie to pick up the phone and call back for Bell. They still want to move Bell.
Right.
Is what I guess is what
Yes,
I'm getting. They'll take him back, but it's hard to say you're not going to give Bell his regular workload. But you have other players, of course, Ben Roethlisberger coming out and saying that there's no way if Bell comes back, you throw Connor right to the side, like he didn't help us get into the position we are in.
Right.
Which is somewhat true. But, I mean, to me, if I'm Tomlin, shut up. It's Le'Veon Bell, bro. Don't talk to me about James Conner. It's Le'Veon Bell. I'm running this horse. You know what I mean, if he comes back. So, but that's obviously on the other side of the fence of whatever is going on in that organization. But the word on the street is that they want the Eagles to make a call, is what the word on the street is for Bell.
And it's key because I think, beyond what you're saying, I think whether what the team wants, because it's good chemistry they got going on, James Conner been playing really well, is that they're paying Le'Veon almost $1 million a game.
Right.
And if he comes back, you're playing Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
He's not going to be on the bench.
No, it's
you know
not,
what I mean? Like, I think,
no, they wanted to be so what Roethlisberger came out and said is that the fact that James Conner's been there, obviously been practice, been with the guys, winning games, losing games, doing everything that's right, everything that's been asked of him. He's saying that it should be a committee. It should be a true 50-50 split, which is bullshit in my opinion because Le'Veon Bell, easily 80-20. Yeah, because Le'Veon Bell, obviously, if you can argue, he could be the
number
best
one or number two running back
in the league, exactly. So you just don't say, hey, James Conner coming,
right.
you know.
Yeah. But I think the Eagles are going to make a play for a running back. Being as though, I mean, Smallwood, his game yesterday wasn't as great.
He fumbled.
And that was almost costly. If he didn't recover it, that would have been very costly.
Yeah, because
the Giants the ball in
20
Eagles territory.
I think 20-30 yard line.
You know, stuff like that can give you a boost. So
that bum ass Giants team, it don't matter what was going on.
I mean, it don't.
We could have scored for them and be still good.
It don't.
They're horrible.
If you're trying to shore up and make Howie Roseman, mind at ease, like, all right, well, you don't have to go out and get another running back because we got it.
Right.
That right there didn't do the job.
Yeah.
Clement played a good game, but he's best in a
situation. He's not an every down back.
No, he's not.
So
probably like 10 carries a game.
I mean, whether it's I'm gonna say this, whether it's Shady or Le'Veon Bell, but Shady, you don't give up as much. You might not. I read a
Isn't
report.
Shady hurt?
I read a report
broken
that
ribs?
the Eagles may be able to throw in like Stefan Wisniewski.
Yeah, I heard. I
and
seen
like
that.
a fifth-round pick to get.
Yeah, so that, and I guess I should have wrote that too, and we'll move on to college games with you, B.Diddy. But I did read that Wisniewski I thought he was hurt, but he got benched.
No, he got benched for
he got benched for some. Say it again. Sam Mallow, and he had some words to say about why he didn't think it was an injury thing or anything like that. So he's actually disgruntled on the bench, and I actually like when. I thought he was I think he's a good player. I think he's better than Selamau, but I guess not. From the coaches, obviously
they
standpoint.
get to see them guys every day in practice.
Right.
I mean, we get to see him once a week, for real.
In games, he showed up last year, and I thought the contract that he got was warranted. So, but making a long story short, I did see that same report where they were talking about trading him. I personally wouldn't mind Shady back. He does have some wear and tear, but I think it comes with an Ajayi kind of feel. You get him for half the year, and then you get him for next year.
How smart, before we move on, how smart was Ajayi taking out an insurance plan?
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I think he gets $5 million.
Well, he's a smart man.
Yeah.
He knows he gets hurt sometimes.
Yeah,
so
it's the nature of the game.
Nature of the game, bro. Let's go. B.Diddy, you up. So I'm not doing any type of college football this week. But I know the homie B.Diddy got some locks for me. Take it away, bro.
Yeah, man. Kind of like picking back what you said early in the show, last week was a rough week. I apologize in advance. Like you said, we're going to be up and down sometimes. Last week was a down week. College, we went 0-3, man. 0-3. So we got hit in the head real hard. But we're going to come back.
I want no parts of college. I'm sitting back. I want no parts.
Don't all be like that because I got some games. I got a couple games I want you guys to look at. We're going to look briefly at the 12 p.m. games. Ohio State are playing Minnesota. And I want to make this a lock here because I think that Minnesota can put points on the board. Maybe not a lot, but I think they can at least get close to 20 on Ohio State. And I think Ohio State's going to put up points easily on Minnesota's defense. I think they're hurt in the backfield as far as their defensive backs. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. That line is 59.5. So,
No, I meant Ohio State.
the spread is 30.
Oh,
So let's think about it. So you got a 30-point spread with a line with a over and under line of 59.5. Right? So for order that to happen or to cover or even be close, they're saying it's going to be a complete blowout.
Where is the game?
The game is in Ohio State.
Okay. I like Ohio State then.
Right. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put this in as a lock. Ohio State, Minnesota's over 59.5. I like that game there. It's an early game. We can push right through. We're going to look at another tight game. Only thing that scares me about this game is that a lot of public is on this game. And we're looking at a line that's moved down against Northwestern at home playing a struggling Nebraska team. But not only are they a struggling Nebraska team, and why it's scary, Nate, is that they're a desperate Nebraska team.
Okay.
So I think that's why the line moved from 9 to possibly 3 right now over the week.
That's a
huge jump. That's 6 points. And usually that tells you that all the money's running in on Nebraska to bring that line down. But the public is on Northwestern. Northwestern's a hard place to play.
Yeah, that's the only thing. They've beaten a lot of teams in Northwestern. Good teams.
Or even battled. Even last minute they may have lost. Or
right.
You know what I mean? But they had a great win last week against Michigan State, who I think is terrible and overrated. But they've beat them handily at home. And I like Northwestern here -3. Take that bet now. And
is that a lock?
Before it bounces, we're going to put it as a lock.
Okay.
Nebraska's desperate, though. I think they'll keep it close a little bit early, but I think the weight of Nebraska, that real grass they're running on out there, I think that's going to be impact. I'm not sure what the weather may be. If it's a little bit wet, definitely jump right on that Northwestern game.
Solid.
We're going to go to another 3:30 game. I just spoke about this team that I do not like at all is Michigan State. They're not the Michigan State that we think they are and they usually are, right? They're playing Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State, I think I saw that line. Penn State's favored by
-13.
Yeah.
Penn State is -13, right?
What's the over in that one?
Let me look at it right now.
2.5.
They're playing at home off a loss against Ohio State on the whiteout with a bye, right? Michigan State just had a terrible loss against Northwestern, and they got to salvage their season here playing the Penn State, but Penn State's prepared. Penn State can't on the road again, back-to-back road games. I can't see Penn State not beating this team that has given up. And if I can look back at it real, quickly, as far as Michigan State, lost to Northwestern by like 10 or 12, I think, last week. Let me just look briefly. I'm sorry, I don't even hold it up.
So far, I think you might go 3-0, bro.
They lost by 10, right? They also lost to Arizona State. And Utah State gave them a battle, and they won that in the last second. So Penn State's a better team all around. They showed me a lot against Ohio State. I like Penn State. Lock it in.
Won.
Yeah, lock it in for Penn State -13. I see that game going as high scoring for Penn State. They're going to hit probably in the late 30s or 40s.
Okay.
I think Michigan State's going to have problems scoring. Maybe like 17.
Here's a kicker for you. If this will tell you too, if Penn State would have beat Ohio State, I bet you this line would have maybe hit 20.
Could be true. You might be right.
I think so. If Penn State had beaten Ohio State, Penn State would be ranked what, top 10?
Yeah.
They're already top.
Well, they're 8.
They're 8. So they would have been what, top 5?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? This line would have been.
And 13.5 is a good line there before his 14, right?
Right. Definitely.
So you're getting under 2 touchdowns, and I think they can get that.
I like that bet.
I want to give you 2 more. I want to give you 2 more.
2 more locks. Are we done with the locks, or are we these leans now?
I gave you 3, right? 1 more lock.
1 more lock.
We're gonna go 4, right? I've been doing a lot of work here. We're gonna go to a late game, a 10:30 game. We're going to L.A.
Okay.
And Colorado is bringing that 5-0 team from the high in the mountains to L.A. I know.
My fault.
and they're playing USC in the Coliseum. I think this Colorado team is solid all around.
Okay.
They can run the ball, right? That's going to be key in this game. They're going to be able to move the ball on the ground, and they can play action really well out of that. Defensively, they're pretty solid all around. The USC, I think, is still trying to figure out who they are. Like, are they good or are they not good?
Okay.
They get good wins or they not good wins. 7 points is a little too much for me.
Okay.
USC may win this game, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be like a 24-21, possibly 24-23 type game to the last minute, and Colorado covers that 7 points. I don't see them losing more than 7.
Solid.
All right, and that's all. That's my 4 locks. We're not even going to go
locks.
too deep in there. We're going to go to 4 locks.
I like it. Steve-O, got anything? I know you're a college guy.
Oh, yeah, let me know.
Bama.
28.
Bama.
This one is
Minus 28. against
Missouri can score.
Against Bama.
So, we thought about that last week, remember?
Well,
We said the same thing last week. Remember we had this conversation last week?
What they give up 30 points?
They put 31 up on it. Arkansas.
Yeah, and against it was like 60 something. Yeah.
They didn't cover. It was 38.
They didn't.
No.
But
I
it's
think we
20
talked about that at
it's
that game.
It's 28.
But Arkansas
Bama.
is.
Roll Tide. Roll Tide.
I'm going to stay away from this game. If you want to touch this game, maybe early, maybe the first half. Like that's where I think the most of the money is.
Roll
And don't
Tide.
forget, Tua's knee is sprained, so he says 100%, but he's the sprain came out.
Roll
That'll be
Tide.
fine.
Okay, 28 is a lot. I wouldn't touch it. That's Steve's idea there. He said the same thing last week. If Arkansas can put 31 on,
that was my one.
you're gonna follow them until they lose, right?
Yeah.
If Arkansas can put 31 on them, Missouri can put over 31.
Nah.
I like it. Let's get into these
Saban was pissed.
NFL
Yes.
games, man.
Let's go. I like the NFL this week. I hope we got some good ones, Nate.
I do.
Sound a little scared.
Oh, no, never that.
It's a great sound, man. When you hear that, you know it's time.
Mm-hmm. So like we said earlier in the show, the books cleaned up last week.
Sure did.
And remember taking account the bankroll. So my locks this week are nothing but teaser bets. And then once again, teaser bets are games that we influence the line towards our favor of where we think the game's going to go. Usually teaser bets are usually 6 or some spots 6.5. Usually that is like minus 110, minus 115 to count where you go. Of course, every standard bet in Vegas or the books is $100. The minus 10, minus 15 is the juice, which is how pretty much casinos make their money off sports betting. So, first teaser. I like the Colts. The Colts to me are a very, if you can even say, underrated 1-4 team. I'm watching this drawing right here. Yo, bring up NFL schedule for week 6 for me real quick.
What you need?
Oh, cool. My man. So we got the Colts and the Jets. They are +2 right now. We're going to up that to +8. I like this game. I want to say it's going to be a shootout, but I'm looking at the Colts schedule right now. They should have won that Cincy game against the Bengals to open up the week. That was a tough game. Obviously, they beat Washington. They were winning in the fourth quarter against the Eagles until we scored late with about 3 minutes left, and they could have won this Texan game. And then obviously they got blown out in New England. So out of the 5 games they played, they've only really got blown out once. Every game they battle injuries. Luck has been close to MVP type player on the field, playing with nobodies that are just kind of getting it done. I'm not a big believer in this Jets team. I know the Colts defense is not that good, but they're actually top 10 in sacks to be. And I forget the young linebacker's name, but he's a problem as well.
We gave her 5.
Yeah, right. Exactly. They're a little bit underrated, even though their secondary is not that good. So I like the Colts as a first part of my teaser. And mind you, these are all 2-team teasers.
And they're coming off a bye.
Yeah, they are coming off a bye. And the next game is I'm teasing up Pittsburgh. I like Pittsburgh in this spot here. I'm teasing them up. They're plus 7.5 to over a touchdown. These games are always close. They're always tough battles.
It's a rivalry game.
Definitely a rivalry game. But the key thing about this game that a lot of people don't know, Pittsburgh is 18-7 against the spread in Cincinnati, which is huge. So history tells me Pittsburgh typically covers in this game. So I like my first teaser lock, Colts plus 8 and Pittsburgh plus 7.5.
So mind the viewers that teasers are 2 or more bets, but
Correct.
he's doing 2.
I'm keeping it light.
You're getting points, but you have to win both games.
Correct.
And you cannot push.
Correct. Or it's a loss.
If it lands on that number, it's a loss.
It's a loss.
So there's 2 things about a teaser. You got to win both games by more than what you're getting. So, for instance, that'll be Indianapolis plus 6 and Steelers plus 7.5. They have to cover those 2 numbers and cannot push on any of those numbers or it's a loss. But I like those bets.
Thank you. And then just looking at the Jets' schedule, I guess they did bomb on.
They had a great win last week.
Yeah, I mean that was an easy spot.
Jets been-
that was an easy. A lot of people were on that spot against Denver, but I like the Colts here. I think the Colts can score in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Next teaser, give me Green Bay. They're playing San Fran on Monday Night Football. I don't believe anything in San Fran. They're banged up. They got a backup quarterback. Their season's done. Green Bay's still fighting. I like Rodgers and Lambeau against anybody. So give me Green Bay. We're teasing that down to minus 3.5. I wish, I didn't have that hook, but I'll take minus 3.5 against what I think is just a superior team. The next game I got is the under in the Jacksonville and Dallas game. We're going to tease that up to 46.5. I don't know how Dallas is going to score in this game. I want to take Jacksonville. I really do on my teaser, but I just don't trust Blake Bortles. I just can't trust Blake Bortles on the road. I don't think that Dallas is going to win this game because Dallas is terrible, but it's really just a mismatch in personnel. Jacksonville just has better players on that team. And if you load the box and make Dak Prescott beat you, especially against that defense, it's going to be a long day for Dallas. But Dallas's defense is, quote-unquote, sneaky good. They have a good pass rush.
They are good.
And their secondary is playing. So I'm not sure even how Jacksonville is going to score or move the ball. I mean, it's going to be on Blake Bortles because all they got is, was it T.J. Yeldon? Is this his first name? Yeah.
They just signed Jamal Charles, too.
They did, but I mean,
I don't think he's going to.
Well, what can he do?
No,
No, I'm not saying he can't ball, but in terms of the scheme and plays, he's only be limited to maybe sweeps, screens, limited basic stuff. So I think this is going to be a very low-scoring game. It could easily be a 17-10 type game if Dallas even scores like that. So second teaser, Green Bay minus 3.5 under Jacksonville, Dallas 46.5. And my third lock teaser, give me Minnesota against Arizona. Minnesota is a really good team. You have another rookie quarterback coming into Minnesota. And a lot of people don't know about this because obviously we hate Minnesota. But Minnesota has a very, very real home field advantage. They had a home field advantage in the old stadium. I forget the stadium's name. They had a home field advantage when they went to the University of Minnesota when their new stadium was built, and now they have a home field advantage in this new stadium. If you look at their record at home, I don't know it off the top of my head. I think we talked about this last year when we talked about a home field advantage about the Vikings. But I'm almost positive they're almost like 25-10 at home against the spread. So give me those odds. I like Cousins. He's been playing well. Give me Minnesota. Tease that down to -4. Next game. I like the under here and teasing up the under in the Rams-Denver game. A lot of people on Denver this game, straight up. They like Denver in this spot with the Rams. But what a lot of people are overlooking, it's our first snow game. It's supposed to snow in this game. Cooper Kupp and Cooks, they're going to be both playing. But I don't know how the snow is going to affect them. Obviously, the altitude always gets folks in Denver. I think Denver's going to be up for this game. I think there's going to be a lot of running in this game. I don't see Denver scoring 20-something points. The Rams possibly could explode and still get 20, 30 points, but I don't see Denver really throwing up. Keenum's been a bust for them so far. I like teasing the under this total to 57.5, and I like the under there.
Cool.
So there's my 3 teasers. One more time. First teaser is Colts +8 with Pittsburgh +7.5. Second teaser is Green Bay -3.5 and the under in Jacksonville and Dallas 46.5. And my third and final teaser is Minnesota -4 and then the under in the Rams Denver game 57.5. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bet 1, hopefully hit, roll it over, next, and roll it over. I'm not betting nothing this week because I took a goddamn beating last week.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
It's management, man. It's just bankroll management right there.
Yes, sir. Steve-O, what you got for me, bro?
I'm sort of on the same page as you, but I'm not really teasing a lot. I took a lot money line just for the win.
Solid.
Who you getting with the win with the money lines?
I like Jacksonville.
I think that's probably good value there.
Yeah, just the win. I mean, they -3, but I like them just for the win.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet them straight. It's just scary, man. I mean, Dallas is going to have a real time moving the ball. They're not going to be able to move the ball. They're going to load the box and make Prescott beat them. But it's just Bortles, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could. You know what it could be? It could easily be that Tennessee Jacksonville game when it was like literally 9-6.
Correct.
You know what I mean? My fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, you good.
That money line is -175. So for the viewers, money lines.
Go.
And I think we discussed it before. So Vegas give you spreads. That's the way games are set up through spreads. -3, -7, -10, whatever the spread is. But they also give an option for a money line. Money line means any team just to win. But those odds will go really high to a favorite. So, for instance, Jacksonville Jaguars are -3 for a spread. But you also have the option to go money line, which is going to cost you $175 to win 100.
Right.
So that's where they give you those options. So you're alleviating those points that you have to cover by, but you have an option to use the money line just if you think you're going to win. But sometimes the value there is a little tough. And for me, I look at money lines and I say sometimes like 140 is like my max, 140, 160 is like really extreme because I'm not willing to risk $60 more to win 100.
But see, what I do a lot of times, if I'm doing like the money lines, I'll put them on a parlay.
Right.
Like
Okay. Oh yeah. So all right. So you're gonna put a parlay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. They're perfect. They're a perfect parlay fit right
yeah.
there.
So I put them, like on a parlay.
Perfect.
With the money line.
So Bill Mircar, go ahead.
Also I kind of like the Falcons money line as well against Tampa.
I actually, you know what?
Tampa's off a bye.
I was looking at that game, but Winston hasn't played all year.
No. Winston had a good game, but I think Winston is going to have a good game this game though, because Atlanta has given up at least 250 yards and 2 touchdowns to their last 3 quarterbacks that they played against.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the thing is about that game that I thought that was good handicapping that I researched was Atlanta's defense is starting. They stink. They've lost so many players, but they're starting to play together at least because now they're all played together for at least a couple games. So I really like that play. I actually think Atlanta went straight up.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the money line. I think they went straight up, to be honest with you.
I mean, they at home. I mean, it's -3. They -3, but like I said, if I'm building a parlay, I like them with the -3. I'm at the money line as well.
It's a good call.
They've been in a lot of tough games, whereas though it's been like when they played New Orleans, they went in overtime.
Right.
So it's a score away. So I'll just take them for the win.
I like that call. Good call. Should have put it in the teaser.
Also like Houston against Buffalo.
Yeah.
I mean the -10 is a little high. I would try to buy at least like 3 points. Give it a touchdown.
That's a lot of points for Houston, man.
Yeah, but Buffalo is pretty bad.
But they've been battling lately.
They have.
Allen can't really do anything. Is really what the thing is, and
it's not even Allen. I wouldn't even say Allen can't do anything.
The team can't.
I was gonna say they broke it down. Their receivers lead the league in the least amount of separation.
I believe it.
So they don't get no separation. So he barely has a window to throw it to him. Like they're not getting open.
I believe it.
Which is bad.
With a rookie quarterback.
The only thing about that game is that Houston haven't shown me anything to be a 10-point favorite against anybody. And I think Buffalo has battled. They battled last week. They lost by one.
They play. That's the thing.
Buffalo.
Yeah, they play for McDermott.
They
they play for McDermott.
They play, but they also stink.
Yeah. I thought about putting Houston on the teaser.
Yeah.
But I liked Minnesota better.
Yeah, I would tease Houston.
And maybe I'm scarred. I said all week on the year I'm not betting on Houston no more after that 1 week.
Yeah. So I wouldn't count that as a lock.
That's right. They did burn you.
Like probables.
So your likes, your leans.
Yeah, a little lean. Or
there you go.
But you could buy that one down.
So what's your two locks? You got
the Falcons,
ATL shotty
money line, and the Jags money line.
Okay.
My next one was Minnesota. I like Minnesota to beat Arizona.
Now you money line it out, or is that straight out?
Nah, it's -10, so you more than likely you're not gonna be able to money line that one. Now you can buy.
Sometimes you can.
Yeah, sometimes.
$4.95. Ain't nobody doing that.
Yeah, most people not gonna money.
You crazy?
But I'll buy.
Unless you got
down.
that Mayweather money.
Yeah, you can buy. I'll buy like 3 points.
You see that man's jacket? That Louis Vuitton jacket? You see that raincoat out in motherfucking Greece?
No.
Yo, that shit was fly. I don't care what nobody say. Yo, I'm gonna show you that joint after the show. That joint was crazy. My bad.
It's all good. And my last one, so I got as my locks, I got the Falcons money line,
right?
Jags money line,
and Minnesota. You good?
Minnesota, and I like the Rams. I like the Rams a lot. I mean, I know that Denver is hard to play in, and they're gonna have to run the ball. But if you gotta run the ball, who else better to get a ball to than Ty Gurley?
So you like the Rams -7?
Yeah, I like the Rams -7. I like the Rams -7. I think they'll beat them by a touchdown.
Yeah, I like the first two. Well, I actually like the first three. I'm gonna disagree with you on the Rams. I think it's gonna be a tough spot. If you could
buy him down for sure. But I like him at the 7. I mean, they haven't been stopped all year. Since nobody has been stopping them.
Well, they had Seattle did.
I mean, they were still scoring at will. It was the Rams defense that wasn't showing.
Oh yeah.
They were scoring and putting points up. They're the only team that average. I think they average over 30 points.
No, they do.
Yeah,
they do.
And I don't see that.
So we're just not going to talk about the biggest game of the week. Like, what are we doing here?
Oh, the KC, the Chiefs.
What? I'm waiting. Like,
yeah, the KC.
That's when I'm
like, at least talk about it.
We can talk about it before we shut it down.
I mean, yeah.
No, you smooth. I thought about that game. Obviously, I'm not betting against Brady.
In Foxborough.
You know what I mean? I think that.
Guess who is?
Are you really?
This guy. 3.5. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's going to late game, baby.
So here's the question. Here's a $100 million question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We already know what KC's offense can do. Please explain to me how in the hell are they going to slow down Tom Brady? Because Tom and them going to score just as much as KC is, and maybe even more. That's my only problem. With Edelman back, with Gronk there, Gordon is a worry.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan is a no-show. You know what I mean? But you got Sony Michel. James White can catch 13.
Hogan is a no-show?
This year so far, man. He's been quiet.
He's had a game or two.
I don't remember him. Maybe like 5 catches for like 70 yards. I don't think he scored this year, bro.
He scored because I was playing against him in the fantasy. I'm sure he scored.
Yeah, you're gonna have to look that up. But his numbers are very suspect, especially when like Gronk and Edelman was out. I thought he was gonna be the focal, but he was quiet.
Yeah.
But
Shit, he had a 2-touchdown game.
so that's my question. Yeah, but he only had like 30 yards.
Can I give you an answer?
Go ahead.
The last time Tom Brady had to give a shootout was against who?
Yeah, but the KC and the Birds are completely different.
Are they?
Yeah, our defense is way better. Are you kidding me?
But that's not my. So
And
I
our-
said
and our-
the
and our-
last
and our-
time,
and our pass rush
the
is way
last
better.
time Tom Brady had a shootout, what happened?
Yeah, that defense ain't matter that game, bro. Neither defense mattered. So
No, I understand. I knew the defense mattered, but the defense made the biggest play of the game.
The last time Tom Brady had a shootout, what happened?
I don't think that's a good comparison.
He lost. And it's not about a comparison. It's that saying if a team can put up points, they're going to go back and forth, right? The over and under is 59.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So it's going to be who won't make the last play at the end of the game. And yeah, Tom, terrific, Tom, the GOAT, Tom, everybody. But I think at 3.5, it's going to be a game that's like the Eagles game.
Nah, I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
You tell me all the time. The
I
New England don't have no pass rush. New England don't have a pass rush. So who's going to get to Patty Mills when nobody has got to Patty Mills yet?
Mahomes.
So Patty going to get to himself all of a sudden.
Oh no. I'm just saying. I'm thinking when you say Patty Mills, I'm thinking
Patty Mahomes.
I'm thinking about the guy in the Spurs.
Basketball.
Yeah, I'm like, hold
Sorry,
up, Patty Mills.
Who's going to get to him?
I mean, I completely agree with you. I don't think that they have a good enough pass rush to disrupt KC's flow of the offense. But we can say the same thing on the other end. And in that scenario, when it's going to be a shootout, I'm going with the home team. I know it's Tom on the other side, but I got to go with the home team. You have a disagreement on that. I'm not. There's no effing way I'm betting against. I've only bet against Tom once, and that was when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl. And in the very beginning, I used to bet against Tom like 3 years ago.
The trend,
and he took my bankroll after 3 weeks.
and that's why he's 3.5. But that's why it's 3.5, right? So we're getting 3.5. They're lining it up for 3.5. The trends say that Tom Brady's going to win this game. Tom Brady's never lost to any quarterback under 25. And here comes.
Did you
Patrick
just say
Mahomes.
that? Did you just hear what you said?
Yeah,
Yo, Brady's like 43, bro.
yeah.
Yo, that's like 20 plus years of dominance.
Right.
You think this is the year?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Word. I can't. Yeah, I can't argue. This ain't. It's too hard to bet once.
Got you.
If you lose, if you, it's like the little Giants, right? The bull who was racing his brother, on his bike. He'll lose to him 99 times out of 100, and then guessing wins that one time he gonna win.
Look at this. Look what they got it projected. 33-30. What is that? That's KC's win too.
You got it, brother.
Now,
You got.
I'll
that.
take the +3. I might even look at the money line on our side, on that side too. So
Ooh.
I think that money line gonna be nice too.
And then you talking about Andy Reid too?
Andy Reid
Oh man.
Andy Reid give Belichick fits though.
+155 for Kansas City on the money line.
Look at his face, yo. He's feeling it.
Yeah.
He's feeling that.
I ain't mad at him. If you like it,
Yeah. God bless.
The last time Kansas City went to New England, they bust their ass. Remember week 1 last year.
That's a different team, man. You can't compare
This is
that.
a better
It's a better
team.
team, though.
That was a Super Bowl team.
Not a defensive. That defense was great.
their defense was.
That was
shitty
tough.
last
What do
year,
you
too.
mean?
No, they
Kansas
had
City?
no. Kansas City had a good defense.
The
They
defense
had
was
pass
shitty
rush.
last
They had
year.
Houston. They had
They still got Houston.
Still bad, yeah.
they had Marcus Peters. Are
Right.
you kidding me?
I give you that.
I
They
give
got
that.
Peters.
They had Peters. They
Right,
had.
but Peters was out by week 8 when he walked off that field that one time they lost.
So what? He was
And threw
still
the
on the.
flag.
He was still on the field, bro.
No, I give him that. That's it.
But
The
they,
rest
Tom,
of it,
Houston, Justin Houston wasn't nobody last year.
Justin Houston's still there.
Yeah, but he's hurt.
He's
If I-
playing?
Is he
No, he's
playing?
playing.
I thought he was hurt.
He's playing last week. Yeah.
I thought he was out. I thought he got hurt last game.
But anyway, the Chiefs has been there.
Yeah.
Patty Mahomes was there too to witness it. So the experience is there. For me, I think 3.5 is a lot. I think this should be more of a 2.5 game. The line is telling you that New England's going to win. The trend's telling you New England's going to win. I like a Sunday night game that's going to be the one that we're looking for, and we're going to be talking about it on Monday. And I think it's going to be the game.
I hear you, bro.
But I understand if you don't bet the game. Clearly.
If I'm betting, if I was betting that game, I'm betting New England.
I will say this: the only time the reason I'm going to bet this game if I'm doing pretty well throughout this weekend.
Word. Let it ride. I hear you. Sir. So we got some fantasy coming up. Anybody got any fantasy lookout?
I haven't even checked it out.
I haven't checked it out either. The only thing I can think, because I did FanDuel. Yeah, I like Russell. I know that. I got Russell. I like Uncle Russell. Yeah, I like Russell this week in Oakland.
I got Cam down too. Those are my quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's a funny line, man. You know that's -1. I'd stay away from that
Receivers, game. I like Chester Rogers for Indy.
I like that one.
Robbie Anderson, Tyler Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a weekly guy.
Yeah. And John Brown.
Okay.
It's my weekly guy too. Running backs: Alfred Morris, Aaron Jones.
Good call with Morris.
And Phillip Lindsay. He might have a good game. I mean, even though they playing the Rams have been a little
suspect
bad against the run.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
solid.
Those my picks.
So happy betting. Good luck to everybody this week. I hope you follow our bets. I feel like we got some locks. B.Diddy definitely has some good college picks. I feel like I got some solid, safer bets, and the homie Steve-O definitely has some locks on some money line bets. Remember, next week we're live from the Spicy Belly, 3847 Terrace Street. I will get a time out. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Everything under the sun. We about to get on Twitch too, man. We're gonna take over the whole goddamn thing, man. We out of here, man. MoneyPot Podcast. See ya.
Peace.